This video is sponsored by One Page Rules.
Hi guys, it's me, Josh, from the Pickle Jar, and as you might have noticed, I'm currently driving. I've got Luke here with me. Say hi, Luke.
Howdo!
And we're heading to the very glamorous location of Grimsby, and we're going to take part in a 24-hour challenge. I am painting up a full Beastman army from One Page Rules, and Luke, what are you doing?
I'm building a wargame table.
In 24 hours?
In 24 hours.
In 24 hours. So I hope you're looking forward to seeing what we do. I'll see you when we get there.
So yes, last weekend I went away with Luke and Ben for a hobby weekend, and we took part in a 24-hour painting challenge. I spent the morning with Luke getting all his bits and pieces together, and then we headed to mine to get my stuff. Now, as you can imagine, Luke was a little bit on the giddy side on that day, and he was winding me up. Well, you'll see.
Well, we're running a bit late because we've got a call at Josh's and he hasn't done out yet. So we're going to be there a couple of hours late. Josh?
What?
Have you got everything packed yet?
All my stuff's packed up, I just need to put it in car.
Well, why are you still outside? Come on, Josh, I've got one left.
It won't start till tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but there's not much time left. We said we'd be there at 3. What time is it? Have you finished yet?
Nearly.
It's your fault we're late. We're going to be painting out at this rate. We're going to be driving there and driving back.
But despite Luke's best efforts, I managed to get everything packed up and sorted, and we set off to Grimsby, and we actually arrived in one piece.
It's bloody snowing.
Can't believe it's snowing.
I can. We've got to carry all crap into the shop.
Just stop at mine.
Yeah, let's cuddle up in bed. And we've got to carry all that crap into the shop. So we've made it to Grimsby. Best time to see Grimsby is on a night, because it's when it looks its best.
You can't see any of it.
We headed straight for the shop, and this was where Luke continued to be hilarious.
So what's happened?
It looks a lot. I'm not done.
No, what's happened? Have you forgot a piece?
I forgot his left leg.
You could drive home and get it.
I'm not trying though. I'm just checking it's not in here, but I don't think it is. Are you sure you've not in it, Luke?
I've not touched it.
Hello. Can you have a look on my painting desk, please? And see if there's a big left leg.
There's nothing on your painting desk, it's just 2 bits of paper.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure that I'll go and have a look.
Both legs printed.
Have a beer and get over it.
It's alright, it's here. Luke's winding me up. Fucking knob.
Yep, it was just as funny on the day. The next day we all arrived at Grim Dice Tabletop Gaming and got ready for our 24-hour painting challenge. Now if you don't know what Grim Dice is, it's a store in Grimsby and it's absolutely fantastic. If you're in the area, I highly recommend going and checking it out. Stu and Dom that run the store are absolutely fantastic. They have a huge range of hobby products available and a fantastic little community. If you're not in the area, then feel free to use the affiliate link down below in the description, which helps us and it helps them out as well. Now, I've never taken part in a 24-hour painting challenge before. Sure, I've done a 12-hour one with Elston, where we painted up a Blood Bowl team each, but 24 hours is, well, it's literally double that. So I was interested to see how I would get on painting for that amount of time, especially into the later hours of the challenge. I started out by getting all my models sorted for the day, my painting project, which was a fully 3D printed Beastman army, which leads me on to today's sponsor. One Page Rules offers some of the best STL files I've worked with since having a 3D printer. There are a number of different races and everything can be used for things like Kings of War, but they also have their own rule sets for fantasy and sci-fi games, both at a skirmish level and army-sized games. It also helps that all their models come pre-supported and are some of the best that I have worked with while 3D printing. Check out One Page Rules on My Mini Factory or subscribe to their Patreon for £8 a month, which gets you loads of new miniatures every month. Thanks very much One Page Rules for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to it. While I was sorting out my miniatures for the next 24 hours, Ben had already got started on his project, and Luke was delaying starting his because, well, he was a little bit delicate that morning. Eager to get plenty of work done early on, I hit the airbrush booth and was greeted by this.
It's fine.
What's up, Josh?
No, this is cup small. Yes, it's zooming. Put 3 drops in this and it's full.
Now, it took me a hell of a lot longer than I expected to get the Titan primed, so I decided to come back to the airbrush booth later on to get everything else done, and instead focused on getting all the bases done early on. I figured this would give the glue time to dry so that when I came to attaching the models later on, everything would be set firm and it'd make things a little bit easier. For the bases, I used a grey dry brush over the cobbled sections to pick out the detail, and then I added Desert Sand and Stern and Tropical Beach base readies from Geek Gaming Scenics. I finished them all off with a few tufts just to add a little bit of colour. Now, the aim of this challenge was speed, so I'm not used to working under these sorts of conditions. I'm used to sort of being able to put a bit more detail and a bit more effort into stuff, but I had to cut a few corners, and I actually quite like how these bases turned out. While we were doing the challenge, we decided that we were going to do a couple of live streams just to show you guys what we were up to and how we were doing. During the first one, I took the big Titan Sabertooth model, which is absolutely freaking gorgeous by the way, and I painted that up, giving it some cool flames coming out of the top of it on those little bits, and then I painted up all the armor in a silver and then a red over the top to give it that tarnished, worn look. Now, it's quite interesting that I picked to paint red here because up until this point, I'd not decided on a colour scheme. Red it is, I guess. Now, by this point, Luke had actually started doing some work on his board, and Ben was well into painting his models for his own challenge. Both of their videos are going to be linked down below in the description, so make sure to go and check them out to see how they got on as well. After finishing off the Titan, I was feeling fully energized and ready to tackle some of the other miniatures. So I had another quick stint in the airbrush booth, not quite as quick as I would have liked because of the cup size, and then I was back at my desk, and from here on out, it was all brushwork, and this is where the real challenge started. I took some time to attach all the miniatures to the bases that I'd already made up earlier on in the day, because this would make things a lot easier heading into the final stretch if I'd got the models on the bases while I was painting them. Just as an aside to that, anyone that's never used super glue and activator before, you guys need to get you some. It is absolutely amazing. My mind was blown. Honestly, you will not regret it. Alright, back to the video. Now that we're on to the brushwork, I once again opted for speed rather than detail, picking out weapons and armor to make the models look decent enough at a tabletop standard. Now, this isn't my normal way of painting. I'm normally quite focused, quite detailed. I'm not a super amazing painter, but I do like to put a little bit of effort into things, so this was a lot different to how I normally paint. I was having to constantly remind myself of the time limits because I found myself wanting to add just little bits and pieces of detail here and there, and I really didn't have the time at this point. I think I was about 6 hours left at this point. If I'm honest, by this point I was pretty knackered and I was actually starting to hallucinate a little bit. I did manage to get my head down on the comfy concrete floor for a couple of hours before waking up and finishing off the last of the models on a live stream on the Sunday morning. If you want to see what a broken man tickling models with a brush looks like, go back and watch that live stream. Absolutely brutal. But despite the tiredness, we did it. I got all of my models painted and based to a nice tabletop standard. It certainly was an interesting experience, one that I don't think I'd mind doing again. But next time, I think I'd do it from the comfort of my own home so that I can just fall into bed straight afterwards. For anyone that's interested in the army that I painted or in the board that Luke built, tickets are still available until the 19th of February for a chance to win those. So check out the description down below for the links. So what did you think to the army that I painted? Not my most detailed work, I will admit, but for a tabletop standard army and all done in a 24-hour period, in a shop where I've not got all my normal tools and stuff, I don't think it was a bad effort at all, and I'm actually pretty happy with how it looks. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. That's going to do it for this one, guys. If you like what we're doing here on the channel, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe. And if you want to go even further to help support the channel, then consider using our affiliate links, all of which are down below in the description. I want to give a massive thank you to all our current channel members as well. You guys are absolutely amazing. You're helping us continue to do what we want to do, and the support is absolutely superb. Thank you very much. That's going to do it from me. I'll see you in the next one, and until then, enjoy your hobby.